So, big ideas. I want to hear your big ideas. What are you looking to? What are you looking to like?
I printed them off for you.
Oh, you did.
Because I
Oh,
have so
goody.
many ideas, and I come up with new ideas every day. And I feel kind of sorry for Ben Reichel because he, like, every time I come up to him, he's probably like, "Oh, what's she gonna bring
Yeah.
at me now?"
Well, don't look at Brandon Steenbach's inbox ever, because that's just me over and over again. What about this and this and this?
Oh,
So.
we could really.
Oh yeah, yeah.
have some fun. So I sent you some images.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I created with AI because I just learned how to use AI.
Which one do you use?
I used Chat GPT, and then that was like too much.
Yeah, they only
for
give
me.
you like a couple of them.
So I used Canva after that.
Oh, Canva's a good one. Yeah.
So the first one I'm going to draw your attention to are different ideas for little lambs.
All right.
And actually, let me start off by saying you asking me this question is kind of, I feel like I'm sitting on Santa's lap right now with my big, long Christmas list.
Yeah. You basically are. I can give you all of this.
I mean, like, I could just keep going. But so if you ever you ever need to get me excited, start asking me about my ideas. But first ideas I had were, I personally never wanted to use little lambs for my kids.
Oh, okay. Why is that, by the way?
I had no idea what was going on in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean I
didn't know who was
that's
there.
fair.
I mean, they wear lanyards sometimes, I would like to have it more visible. So, an example would be, you know how Jenny's office has windows?
Oh, sure. Okay.
I would love to be able to see what's going on. It's a safety thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like when I lose my kids at church, because it's a big church,
mm-hmm.
I don't know where they are. Sometimes they're in Little Lambs, not always. You
Sure.
know, sometimes they're at the hot chocolate machine and they need to be pulled away. But so one of the rooms is like glass enclosed.
Yeah.
And I would like to have a place for kids to burn some energy because honestly, when my kids were little, and they're still kind of little, but they need a place to run after sitting for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And they and some friends, these parents know who they are,
mm-hmm.
their kids,
mm-hmm.
but they would just run laps around, the fireplace and
oh, sure.
And then, they bonk into old people, and that's not great. we need a place for them to burn energy. Other churches have like doors to their playground right next to their sanctuary for summertime. Okay. But let's face it, we live in Wisconsin, right? So Fair. We just don't have a great place for them to burn energy.
Sure.
Of any age, actually. But for little lambs, I would love to incorporate like a soft play unit of some type.
Yeah.
I know Green Bay Community Church has one. It doesn't have to be that huge.
Have you seen that? What was it? That one over at like Appleton Alliance Church?
I haven't seen
going
that.
down 41. Oh my goodness, the size of that place.
And I'm not saying we're here to be like a croc center or a recreational facility part 2, but we do need to be able to speak the language of the kids, mm-hmm. right? To keep mm-hmm. them engaged. Because if we want this to be their favorite place to go every week, so we can build those relationships and cycle them, we need to do things that they like. Right. So
what I'm hearing is that Jenny Shoebring is going to be giving up her office for this, right?
No. My Chat GPT.
I don't know. I mean, that's the picture that's up right now.
This is a great image because there's in this room. I'm not saying you take down the mother's room, so like that can be for the babies within there. There's a sink. I would love for there to be a space for moms to gather and sit and have fellowship.
Yeah.
So inside that room. So you can like board it up so they can't escape.
Yeah.
Or else you can open it up so it can be a free for all and you can talk to people outside of the room and have fellowship. Because right now it kind of feels like you have to choose: do my kids get fellowship or do I get fellowship?
That's a good point.
It is true.
Jenny, if you're watching, by the way, this is just concept art. All right, we're not actually taking your office.
How much I said how I aspire to be you.
See,
so like, I'm not trying to take away your office.
Of course.
But so like that would be my dream. Remember, I'm on Santa. Like
this is magic wand. You got it. Like we're good.
The other photo I sent you, which looks like it's in a blue room, kind of. That's more like a realistic approach, like some type of.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. I'll have that one posted up here too.
If Pastor Reichel's like, Maria, we cannot rip down walls and put.
Yeah, we can. In. Yeah, we can. Totally fine.
But
I speak for Ben.
So that would be a more realistic option that I want to incorporate.
Sure.
And I'm sure that we have so many generous people, at our church mm-hmm. who would be willing to invest in something like that because they'll know. I mean, the kids mm-hmm. just run around and we need to give them a place to burn that energy. So that would be one of my big hopes eventually, where we could do something like that.
Yeah. That's a really good point. No, I'm glad that you've got ideas at least for that. I mean, is it something that's going to be happening soon? Probably not, right? But like
No.
the fact that like this is the
I have a vision. Put it
what we're
that way.
yeah, like this is what we're aspiring to aim, and this is what kind of we're aiming for.
It's-
Like that's a great place to start. And how do we
I've been talking about how much we need volunteers too, right?
Mhm.
Like I don't want to forget them in this too. Like
Mhm.
it would be nice if they had their own space where they could come and we could spoil them rotten every morning, donuts or candy or whatever they need, just
Mhm.
a place to just put their purses so they don't have to like worry about those while they're wrangling kids or helping with coffee or whatever they do, guest
Yeah.
services. They have like, where do you put that stuff? Like,
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just things to think about. I want them to know their value because they are so important,
Mhm.
So a volunteer spot, or like there's closets that we could like turn into like rooms. Anyway.
I like it. There's a lot of potential. We don't know what to do with it yet, but
Oh.
like we're there. We've got vision. And that's what that's a great starting point, like I was saying.
I could
Yeah,
keep
please.
going.
No.
Can I
What do you
keep
got?
going?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
because I could keep going for a while. Security,
Mhm.
I think that could be improved dramatically. We have the name tags. It's
Mhm.
really hard to keep up with like the name tags when you
Mhm.
kind of know half the parents already, but not all of them. And sometimes big brother, big sister, or aunt or uncle
Mhm.
comes to pick them up. I want to make it a safer place for kids.
Yeah.
That big long hallway, that's where we do our activities, right? For kids. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice if we could find a way to put like doors of some type, preferably see-through, so we can see when church
Yeah.
is like, going,
Mhm.
getting done. Make it lockable. So when
Yeah.
parents aren't with their kids, nobody's going in and out without like ringing the doorbell so I can open the door and let them in or let them out. Like you have to like be
Mhm.
approved to come back here. We don't want anybody taking kids that aren't supposed to.
Right. I wonder if there's some sort of way that you can like hey, remember when we were at the Dells? They had like the type of wristbands that you had, that they had like those like
there are
RDI,
things like that.
RIF,
And we
RFID,
had
what are they called?
A
Yeah.
lot of it is just, I
But-
mean, if we could do that, we could potentially move Children's Church back into the Hillside room again or something.
Mhm.
It used to be in the Hillside room, but it was so chaotic.
Yeah.
Just like people in and out, we couldn't keep track even when we had name tags.
Mhm.
So we moved it into those classrooms so we could keep the kids safer and
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a smaller group, but
But-
yeah. So I would like to.
Yeah, I've got that picture pulled up, kind
Okay.
of what that looks like there. So
Yeah.
I'll have everyone at home.
Yeah, I
be
mean,
able to see that.
not that was just an AI drawing.
No, it's
But,
concept art.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Worship for kids. I talked about how we watch
Mhm.
videos. Now it's really not, we're not able to have our own worship band back there, obviously.
Mhm.
But we could. Kids love microphones. So
Oh, yeah.
cool. Like let's have some, but let's
They see
have a
Tim. Yeah,
little
they see Tim
kid
up there.
stage.
They see Darren and Shelly Johnson up there. Like they see Gretchen up there. Like they all
do
microphones
so
and they get to
much
sing
already.
on that. And they all love Taylor Swift, I'm sure. So
I mean, I'm just saying, like, microphones are fun.
yeah.
Even in little lands, like percussion instruments, we can sing "Jesus Loves Me" and shake maraca. Like
Mhm.
little things like this, just to make it our own. Fun, incorporating different. I don't know. Giving.
Yeah.
I found this idea on Pinterest of a coin funnel. Remember the mall?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We could come up with different missions to support, different fundraising opportunities at church for kids ministry type stuff.
Absolutely.
I would like to have one of those coin funnels. And I think it's actually pretty doable.
You could probably get those super cheap.
They're not super cheap.
No?
But we have a lot of
anyway.
people who are really, really talented, and you can buy the tunnel for like $250.
Okay.
And then
That's
build a
not so
box
bad.
around it or something.
Yeah.
So that's on my wish list for sure.
Sure.
Just right now I know, and also going back to the volunteers, we can't really give them a space yet because we don't
Mhm.
have that figured out, but I want to make like a little sunshine cart where we go around the church, like, here, let's all get here early and here, grab something off the cart. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just showing them again that they're so important. And I know, like, I have all these ideas I bring to Pastor Reichel,
Mhm.
and he's like, Maria, these are great. We need space. Wednesday night, we use every room in the church.
just build a new building.
Right.
No.
But I'm not saying that. I'm saying, we are doing this nice floor renovation. Let's think about maybe some different seating options where the seating could be moved and we could have almost like a whole nother gymnasium for kids. Like the pews, they can't be moved. But if we could push them to the side, this is what other churches I know do, then we have a whole nother room for kids to burn energy during Wednesday nights or whenever.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually another good point is that it's another area where we could probably partner with other churches to help in that mission, right? So I know that we don't know. I don't know what that looks like yet, and what
that have like more space or what
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of. I don't want to like put any other church on the spot right now as like now we can reach out to them, but like there are other churches within the synod that would I'm sure be happy to partner to work with something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Starting like on Awana,
right?
I love the idea of Awana. We've never done anything like that.
What is that, by the way? I don't know what it is.
You don't know?
No, I'm sorry.
Goodness.
Sorry.
It's like a mini version of VBS that happens every Wednesday night. I know that sounds really intimidating, but it's a curriculum that you purchase. Many churches in the area do it.
Okay.
Such good turnout.
Okay.
The kids get these vests where they get little patches when they like memorize different Bible verses.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They do there's like an art room, a art and craft room, like a gym activity, devotion, small groups. We do a lot of this stuff, but I think Awana does it better. And I'm just saying.
No, that's all right. You're
okay.
You're free to.
So that's something I really, really want to do, and I've been already putting that out there.
I'm sure Pastor Reichel knows
ministry
now, right?
Board people and Pastor Reichel, but I mean, I can tell you there are multiple families at this church that I know of that send their kids to other churches on Wednesday nights because of Awana.
Wow. Okay.
Not that that's not okay, but that's not what
it's just an area that I feel like
family.
It's just one of those areas.
So that's something I want to do. I want to make it like give prizes and I'm not by patches. I'm not saying works righteousness or anything like that. These are just like celebrations, right?
It's kind of right. It's giving me like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts kind of attitude. Just like you did this, you get a little celebratory. Yeah, of course you get. Yeah, of course.
Sorry, that's not what I mean.
But you get to celebrate that win.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Don't worry.
So like, I want to make it fun to celebrate your birthday at church. So like, oh yes, it's my birthday this week. I get to go to church. I'm gonna get a prize. I don't know what it is yet. I want to make like a prize stand or like a treasure chest for Bible books or what. I don't know. Just fun things like that. I sent you some pictures too, Taylor, of our classrooms. Boring. These are not kid-friendly classrooms. These are wonderful for adults. Wonderful. I suggest we keep one classroom adult-friendly and make the rest kid-friendly. Now, 2 of them are already preschool-friendly. I'm not saying we change one. Wouldn't be opposed to it. Don't want to step on toes there. But it would be really nice to have a room for teens. It actually not nice, but it's needed. Like, we need to. Like, I'm just calling it out. We need a room that's cool and fun for teens. Sent you some examples. Let's build some small group relationships for kids there. So when they get to be adults, it's not so hard to get them involved in small groups. Like, like the Oasis groups and all that, because they're used to it. And that's what they've been doing. Like I said before, I want to speak their language. So we've been in school all day. We don't want to sit at a desk and do more schoolwork. Jesus is not schoolwork. Jesus is life. Jesus is everything. Like you can do you can have Jesus as a part of your games. You can have him as part of your friendships. You can have we don't need to do more Jesus schoolwork.
That's it. I think you're onto something there, because like if you're going through like say public school, right, and then you come to church and they're going to go through children's church, or like you're going through like some sort of a teen ministry, you're kind of going into that. They've been taught that every single course, every school room vaguely looks the same, right? You walk into it and you're like, this is just a part of my school day. And then they go to church where they're supposed to be learning about Jesus, and they walk into yet another schoolroom. This is just another part. This is just, I had 8 courses in school today. Now I just have 9. Like,
yes.
And it's, Yeah, it's just a part of it, and that's sort of
I
a
don't like it.
yeah. That's not really the message.
I value the education. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
We have to find a way to reach those other kids too, who can't sit in a classroom. And that's mainly, little boys, right? Like anyway, that's my tangent. With that, the hillside room is a pretty cool room. I realize it's multi-purpose.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we make it full of kids stuff, but it could use a little life, I think.
It is it's a place that has a lot of space that can definitely be utilized, isn't it?
I sent you a picture with like fun colors and booths that uses minimal floor space, and look at all those tables that we have that we wouldn't have to set up and take down every time. Like,
you got
and that's
something
cool.
there, right?
That looks like, hey, I'm in a cool place. I'm at church. I'm in a cool place. I'm a cool person, cool kid.
I'm over at the Exchange right now in De Pere, right?
Yeah, it shows that there's life in the building. Like, that's kind of what sets St. Mark apart, right? Like, we're different because, and I'm not trying to say
no, I know what you're saying. Like,
we're reaching that demographic, right?
We're
so
different.
Like, we don't want to. We have our school and our traditional church service, but De Pere, it's more contemporary.
Yeah,
and we need to like keep zoning in on that because those are the families that we're attracting. So again, I have new ideas every day, and sometimes they change, and sometimes they're not great ideas. I would love in that hillside room to have portable like activities such as basketball hoops, like that can be rolled in and out. I don't know if you know what Gaga ball is.
Oh, I have watched Bob's Burgers. I know Gaga ball.
Gaga ball is a very big deal for all ages.
Apparently, I didn't realize. Like, I thought that was literally just a little game that was made up on a TV show. It's a huge deal now.
Very easy to make one.
I'd be so bad at it. You
can buy an inflatable Gaga pit. Did you know that?
No.
I found one on Amazon. I sent you a picture of that. Ping pong tables. We have storage space. I sent you a picture also of our closet in the hillside room, which we could use to store some of this stuff. Let's make it fun for boys.
Yeah.
Not just girls love crafts. Boys. Sometimes my husband, when he was at St. Peter's in Sturgeon Bay growing up, he got sent to the principal's office because he refused to do art. He said it was a waste of his time. So that's a whole nother, but I mean, like, that is what boys think, like, so we need to speak to them also, No,
I love this. I love all these big ideas here. With the last few minutes that we have, wondering what kind of, like, there's a lot of denominations out there that really, we have different beliefs on how children can have faith, right? I want to see, like, as the director of children's ministry, how are you seeing the faith of children alive and present? And is it possible then to make these children into healthy disciples as adults?
Yeah, well, I mean, St. Mark, we believe that the Bible teaches that faith, you can have faith at any age, even as an infant.
Yep.
It's not a decision that you make, and it's not something you have to fully understand. Like, I can understand that my car moves, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't know how it works. I just know that it works. I believe that it works. I don't know how. So I'm not a minister.
No, actually, I think it's a great analogy. Like, the relationship that we have to our cars is a lot of the time is just like, when I hit this pedal, I go, and when I hit this one, I stop. And if I turn the ignition and it works, then, like, we're good. That's all I need to know about my car. And that's the same way about our faith. Like, I don't know how the faith works. I don't how my faith works all the time, but I know that it does, and I trust God. I trust God in that. Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of friends in different denominations who believe different things about baptism. Right. And I mean, it all like kind of is a circular thing. Like, if you believe one thing about baptism, then you believe one thing about like coming to faith, and you believe one thing about like the book of life, or at St. Mark, we believe that baptism creates a saving faith, not because of actually pouring water on your head or making a decision, but because it's the word of God working in your heart. And if you do not continue to strengthen that faith by nourishing it in God's word, it can die.
Yeah.
So it's very important, as the majority of you baptize your children as infants.
Yeah.
If you go to St. Mark, it's very important that we continue to nurture it. And that's what we're doing in children's ministry. But how do I see the faith in children alive and present? I guess I see it in my own kids every day.
Yeah.
When my daughter was 2, she saw a picture. She saw Jesus being crucified in one of the movies, and that was not.
We're not advocating watching Passion.
It just happened. It was
for a 2-year-old.
And I'm like, oh no, he's bleeding all over on his head, and she's seeing this, and she got really upset.
Yeah.
And then the next day was Easter Sunday. We were at my grandma's church, and there's this huge picture of Jesus walking on waters in hand, nails in the hand, and she's like, oh, there's my Jesus all better.
They see it.
She knows it, and I hear it in her prayers. She doesn't understand all these things that we should know eventually, but she knows that Jesus loves her, and she knows that he died for her. So, and it will grow over time. Didn't Ben Working Teen or somebody say once, there was he made an analogy with the bamboo tree. Its roots sink into the ground for 15 years. And then all of a sudden when it sprouts, it's just,
it just shoots way up
or something like that. And I think, faith is kind of like that, right? With kids, sometimes we're just watering it and having faith that we're going to see it blossom eventually. But just because it hasn't blossomed, you're not seeing things, doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah. The understanding, seeing how children's faith grows it is so cool to see, isn't it? It's just I can't think of a really good example right now, but there's something where the words of Jesus that are, saying that let the little children come to me, for what is it, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's children being able to take the word of God on faith alone. That's a pretty powerful thing. It's a pretty strong thing. And, we as adults, we seduce ourselves with reason all the time. So if it doesn't make sense, well, before I can believe that, I need to really do my research and truly understand it before I can believe it. And these kids, they can take what's the truth, because we can do the mental gymnastics and figure out, this is all true. What God is telling me through his word, that makes sense. And it's true. But these kids can just be yeah, I believe it. I don't need to do why are you worrying yourself on all this extra research that you're doing? It's true. And I believe it. What else do I need to do? And I think it's a really cool thing that you get to see in children a lot.
There's nothing you can't do.
Yeah.
It's all God. He's going to do it for you. You're just there.
Right. I think it reminds me of the days where my parents were having a hard time, and I'm like, don't worry, Jesus loves you. And I said that because I knew that was true, but I didn't know what the scenario was or what my parents were going through at the time. But for a kid to come over and tell you that, that's sometimes that might be all you need to hear is from the mouth of a child. That's awesome. But well, hey, you know what? Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I can't wait. I think there's a little bit later. I think there's going to be a few more questions that we're going to go through to get to know you a little bit more. But this conversation has been so awesome. And then if you've watched all the way through here, you'll be able to figure out that there's going to be more on top of it. I can't wait. So again, thank you so much for all the fun that we've had. Yeah, it's been great.
Supporting the children's ministry.
Yeah, thank you. And Maria, thanks so much for having having all that fun conversation with us.
Better now.
Yeah, no, you can. We're definitely not recording still. But I wanted to give other people to get to know you a little bit more. First of all, you did so well in that first interview that I just need to humble you a little bit, okay? So we're gonna ask you some questions that.
Am I on video now?
Yeah, you still are. I wasn't paying attention to the camera. That's okay. Yeah, you can breathe though. You're doing great. See, now you're relaxed again.
Not fair.
Yeah, you're still doing well. I don't know if you were. I don't know. I'll blur out your feet if you're on cameras. But you did great. I thought that interview went really, really well. But I do need to get to know you a little bit more. So here's my favorite part of all these conversations. If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
My house cat.
Why is that? Is your house cat
pretty
taken care of?
life, don't you think?
The better question is why not?
The better question is why not, says my wife.
Why wouldn't you want to be a house cat?
Why wouldn't I want to be okay, okay.
What a life to have.
This is going to sound strange, but I am 100%
a dog.
No, oh no. I would be a Canadian goose all the way. They're a protected species. They're basically dinosaurs that walk around on the earth. Have you fought one of those things? Like they do real damage. I'm not kidding. Like I haven't personally fought one yet. Fingers crossed. But like for real, a Canadian goose, seriously, those things will mess you up. They're huge. And not that I want to be messing people up, I guess. But they're also like they're just yeah. I think we did some research. They don't really have natural predators, do they? I think maybe coyotes, but those are always for like young ones. Are they? So like an adult one, they don't have a predator, and those things are monsters. I love them. Anyway, that answer was more for me than anything. You can't argue with that though.
No.
Yeah. What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Probably something from the Middle East that my husband gave me. He used to live in the Middle East.
Some baklava.
Yeah, I know that word.
I don't know. I don't know what baklava is.
He likes things from over there.
Is your husband a foodie?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he likes food.
He probably is a foodie.
Is he? Okay. Where do you guys go to eat fairly regularly?
I mean, well, we don't go out to eat like that, but
Oh.
he just loves other cultures.
Oh, okay. There's a pretty good like down the street from us. There's a pretty good what is it? It's Middle Eastern food. It's driving me nuts. I can't remember the place, but it's Middle Eastern food.
Ugh.
And it was pretty good. I walked in, I was shocked because of the prices, but like they of course were very kind and like explained the way that they are like, this is how you should probably order the food is like, because like they're like actually no, it was cheap. I think it was pretty inexpensive, but like the portions were really small, so they were like people will normally order like 6 or 8 of them at a time, and it was awesome. I mean, I thought it was really good for what it was. A lot of seafood in it.
Yeah, I don't know. He eats anything that's interesting.
I'm down. I'm always down to try new food. So maybe your husband and I can be good friends.
Can be foodies together.
Yeah, I would do that. What's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled?
I don't have a great example for that.
No? Seriously, you don't Google weird things?
I probably do. I mean, I guess the most weird I ever Google is for like my son, because he's very into like pretending to be different characters, right?
Was your son a dinosaur kid?
No, but he was a park ranger for a while.
Okay.
Probably there's like this zodiac stone thing that the Minions like.
Oh, sure. I don't know.
You can't buy it in stores. So of course I have to make it, right?
Like
so I'm like
print it.
zooming in on all these. I don't know. Probably something like that.
It's probably like zodiac thing that Minions like.
I don't know. I'm sure there's better examples, but
yeah.
I mean, I clear my search, like don't history and my cookies so I tried looking up different ideas of that.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know.
So actually I have a really fun little project for people to do too. If you've ever, I love looking at like the most expensive and then just like finish that sentence. You just Google what's the most expensive. I looked up, I think the most expensive loofah I could ever find at one point, just cause. And I think oddly enough, the most expensive loofah I could find was probably $20. But I'm still like, for a loofah, that's a lot of money for a loofah for something that's maybe 50 cents at Target in a 3-pack. Though with inflation, it's probably like $1.50 now. No, it can't be that expensive for loofahs.
For a 3-pack?
I guess we know who buys the loofahs in our family.
I guess we won't be having a snowball
fight with loofahs.
Children's ministry.
But either way, $20 for a loofah, crazy. Then there's like, what was that that coffee? The most expensive coffee we could find was like a really strange type of coffee. You ever heard about this? I can't remember the brand, but it's literally a coffee bean that has to be grown in a certain area and then is fed to a certain type of cat. it's excreted through the cat, and then they dry the beans again, and like, and it's a genuine brand. I cannot for the life of me think about it, and it's
people's favorite part of the show.
yeah, it's my favorite part of the show. This is I don't know, happy hour after dark. That sounds really bad. I don't like that. Never mind. We'll edit that out. But no, getting to know. But that was a really weird type of like. Don't Google that. That's a weird one. But like that was just one of the things that someone like I think brought up like how expensive their coffee was, and like that's crazy. Let me see what the most expensive type of coffee was, and that popped up. I'm like, oh, what is that? That people eat this? It's a delicacy. Yeah. I would never want a chocolate covered coffee bean from that though.
No.
What is a hobby that you always wanted to do but never did?
Maybe martial arts.
Oh yeah.
I think it.
What kind? What kind? Like mixed martial arts would you do, or
Yeah.
or just like a self-defense cast, like just a general?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have my kids do it. I'll probably do it with them when they do it.
Teach you some good discipline.
But we don't have enough time in our week to do it because you know you can only do so many things. So I think
that's very true. Yeah,
that'd be good. My husband would like me to learn how to shoot.
Oh, like handgun or?
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about doing I was actually thinking about doing or somehow starting a small group, like an affinity group of that, and I've got somebody, at least one person, who would be willing to start the course itself, or not the course, but the actual small group itself. Like, so it would be an affinity group, and what that would be is like maybe meeting once a month.
Mm-hmm.
You would go and meet at either some sort of a shooting range, or I think like family shooting academy does a lot of work with that, where you can do like large group events, things like that. But you do that once a week. You'd start with either a prayer or a quick devotion, and then you lane up and start shooting off. Yeah.
Probably could get my husband to do that.
Oh,
as long as it's related to his hobbies, he's willing to do it.
I've floated the idea to many people, and everyone's like, shooting group? Yeah, I'm in. So yeah, I'm not the best shot, but I'll do it. Hannah's got a new little 22 revolver that she needs to try out soon. Yeah, I bought Hannah a gun for her birthday one year, and it was like a Remington that was like, it was not very expensive. It was something like $200-$300 for the handgun itself, and it had like $150 rebate on it. And I was like, I can't go wrong. So like I got it, and it's not a good gun. Yeah, the slide, as you like, it works just fine. You'll take one shot and then it's jammed already, and they gotta no thank you. So, and then she was like, and she also struggles with the slide anyway, and she struggled with my own slide, and she was like, I think I'd want a revolver instead, but she's like, I want a cowboy gun, like Rick Grimes from Walking Dead, and I was like, okay, that's a 44 Magnum, and I don't think you're gonna be able to shoot that, but so but we could do is, I found like a really nice little 22 gun. It looks just right, it's the same size. So I was like, you know what, that'll work. So
yeah,
it's fun to shoot. I tried it out, but
I don't speak gun, but that sounds really fun.
Oh no, it's super fun. It is. Yeah, I think there's some logistics that we have to take into account with that, but I've always wanted to, by the way, I would love to learn to play the piano. In fact, I even asked for a piano for Christmas years ago. I got it, and it's still sitting back there.
There's different apps you can use.
I know, and it's one of those things where like, I've got one thing, and it was like, you just have to practice, and you need to really dedicate the time. They're like, dude, at least an hour a day, and you need to be doing it. They were like, as an adult, you need to just be doing this and make it part of your schedule. And I just
something that's fun, right?
Oh yeah, I would love that.
But with children's ministry,
right? Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to come back.
I know, and it was one of those things where like I think I started for like a week, and then it's just like the craziness of life just kind of got in the way, and it's like either I have to wake up earlier yet than I already wake up, and I don't think Hannah would like that, or else and
at least it's not violent.
And evenings are pretty tough for me anyway. Like already they're just difficult. We've got things like this that are happening right after work, so I can't. Oh, it's tough. So that's just one of those things I keep putting it off. Like maybe when I retire in probably 70 years.
A list of hobbies that you can get to if you have time.
Yeah, I've got a friend that's willing to teach me and like actually come over and like teach, and he's very, very talented at piano. So maybe we'll actually do that someday. I don't know. We'll reach out. So what's your least favorite question that people ask you? Come on, I gotta get
So you
one.
can ask it to me, right?
Yeah, yes, and I want everyone watching.
What's your favorite color? No.
Why is that a bad one?
It's just annoying. It's like, who cares?
Okay, you know what? It is kind of
It says a lot
like.
about a person.
Oh, does it? Hannah says that it says a lot about a person.
To me.
My husband asked me that on our first date. What's your favorite color? Because we didn't know each other very well. And I was like, gold.
Nice.
My favorite color now, I have to choose between scarlet, because that's my daughter's name,
Mhm.
or lime green, because that was the color of my bus.
Because that's your son's name, Lime Green.
No, that was the color of my bus. You know,
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
drove. So, no, I don't know.
Yeah. What was that? I can't remember what show it was from, but it was like someone that was they were on a date and he's like, "So, do you like music?" It's like, "No, I'm the one person on the whole planet that doesn't like music." Like, what kind of a question is that?
Mm.
Yeah, no. Mine honestly is, how tall are you? Do you play basketball? I don't get that. I don't get that much anymore because I'm about 6'4",
Mhm.
and I did play some basketball. Not much. I was not very good.
Mhm.
But man, I was not good.
I think it's also annoying when people ask you like, "Oh, you look so tired. How are you?" I'm tired.
Tired.
I'm an adult.
Thanks.
I
You
have
answered.
kids.
You answered my question.
Yeah.
you answered the question.
Yes. I wear my emotions on my face.
That's a good one. You look. I found that that's it's pretty like kind of impolite almost, right? To come up and be like, "You look tired."
Yeah. I mean, I do wear my emotions on
You're
my
like,
face,
"Oh."
so that's probably why they
Right.
they do it out of love and concern.
Unless it's like
But-
a spouse or something, I don't love that question.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because then I feel like it's out of concern. Are you tired?
Like,
Are you
oh.
okay?
I'm not holding it together enough.
Yeah.
But then I'm not being authentic. That's a no-no.
You're going through TD, aren't you?
Yeah.
You gotta do that. How are you doing? Good. No.
How
are
are
you
you
really
doing?
You sure? Sure you're doing all right? And then-
That's actually probably
the
my least
tears.
favorite question. How are you doing?
Oh, because it's so
'Cause you
disingenuous
have
a lot
to-
of the
you-
time.
Like I know I'm supposed to say how I'm really doing, but
Mhm.
that takes time, and it's like
Mhm.
I just want to just move on from it.
Right? And like I don't know you that well. Like, why are you asking?
Like
the
right
fact that
now,
you're
I'm
asking
doing
me
really
that,
good
so-
because I get to talk about all my ideas and hopefully get more people on board with my ministry. But
Mhm.
like, so you can see it.
Yeah,
See?
doing-
See it.
Are you sure you look tired? No. So-
Probably what 7 o'clock at night. I don't know.
Something like that. Only a couple more questions, though, I promise.
Okay.
What is a weird flavor combination that surprisingly works?
Well, ketchup with anything.
Anything?
You're one of
Not
those people.
anything. Most things.
One
Like
of those people.
I'll eat it with
Ketchup, Twinkies.
maple syrup and pancakes, or
Right.
I don't know, whatever you put ketchup. Cheetos. My mom eats it with she's probably
Wait. Right.
Cheetos and ketchup, potato chips and ketchup.
You know what?
Sorry.
No, I can get on board with it.
You can, Hannah. My wife just said that she can get on
Just think
board
of it
with
as,
this.
like carbs
I'm
with
thinking like a salty, just like a rich chip.
Yeah.
Having some ketchup on it. That sounds kind of good.
my kids love it.
Yeah. It's a potato ketchup.
Yeah. Speaking of Cheetos, though, I had a time where we had a box full of packing peanuts come in, and someone was like, "I dare you to eat this," and I was like,
Oh, no.
"No," and he went, "No, I dare you, eat it," and then he just shoved one in my mouth, and I was like, I chewed on it, and I was like, "Why is that so weird? Like, why does it feel so familiar?" And he's like,
It's a
because he was like, that's what puff Cheetos are. And
They
it was like that was it. Like that was it was like this is like this it was a specific brand. So don't I'm not
Okay.
advocating you just like opening a box and just shoving it in your mouth like it's a specific, like they have to look like the Cheeto, like the puff Cheetos. But it was like, yeah, that's just puff Cheeto without the cheddar powder on it. Like what? It's kind of good.
I will never look at those the same.
Yeah. Like no, obviously like the styrofoam ones, like you don't eat the styrofoam ones. These
No.
were not styrofoam,
No.
but it was weird to eat that. Okay, the most important question here. All right, this just came up. This is a question I did not give you prior
Oh,
to,
boy.
so you're getting us on the spot. What is the correct way to eat a cosmic brownie? There's a multiple choice though. The cosmic brownie. Can you grab me a cosmic brownie quick?
Yeah.
You can hand it to me off camera if you want.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I just have them down here. Cosmic brownie.
Well, if I ate those,
So like, there's a way,
I'd
by the
probably
way.
break it in half and eat it.
Okay. But
But
like, see the little thingamajigs, the little chocolate pieces.
I would take those off.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, that's one answer. So we've heard some people take them off and they eat them individually before they eat the brownie. There is the method of just like pushing them all in first before you eat them, and then there's the real weirdos that just take it, open it up, and then just eat it.
Put it with ice cream or something. But I know better than to eat something like that, or I will inflate. No way. I mean, I used to eat those, but not anymore. I'm old now. I can't do that
Well, how about
anymore.
this? How about this? If you everyone can know this about me. The correct way is to push them all in first. That's how I do it. You have to push them in.
You do that too?
It's
Like
the right
feel
way.
that. Like feel
You
that. You
gotta.
have like you feel that. You're like you open it up. You're like, oh yeah, I have to push this in
Okay,
before I
I
eat
see.
them. Like,
Man, this is like a flashback to high school.
Yeah.
A la carte.
Right. Oh yeah.
a la carte. That's some good stuff. So, and we're not actually sponsored by Cosmic Brownies, but Little Debbie's. We're here for you. Anyway, thank you so much for that. That's my favorite part of every single episode is the silly, dumb icebreaker questions. And now you are considered humbled to the rest of the congregation that's watching. And now you can walk up to her and be like,
I'm sorry if I was not humble before.
yeah, no, they're like, this chick, I know how she eats cosmic brownies now. And like, I feel like I can relate. So really brought him down to yeah, thank you. And guys, if you are watching here still, best thing you can do for this whole show is just like, comment, share. We do the show completely free for you guys to watch. We don't ask for donations. We really just want to give you guys a good conversation over well, less than a pint now, but we want you to have a great conversation, listen to some cool stuff, and hopefully it sparks some thoughts in your own mind too. So if you've got questions, concerns, feel free to message us on Facebook. We are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so that'll be coming up audio only soon also. Otherwise, until then, I guess until the next interview, maybe. Keep thinking deeply, friends. We'll see ya.